You cannot tell me in a one-on-one game, no, that LeBron James wouldn't dominate Mike. In a one-on-one game, LeBron James, 6'9", 260 pounds. If the game was at 7, I think LeBron would win 7-3.
Sweet boy.
Now you can talk. Wait a second. You can talk about his mentality, but we're not talking about 5-on-5 basketball, J. Rose. We're not talking about the pass defensive play. Question for you: has Michael Jordan ever played against a guy like LeBron James? Ever in his career?
Has anybody played against somebody like LeBron James?
That's what I'm saying.
But he's in that conversation of top 3, top 1.
What was the name again? Pardon me.
Some guy called James, LeBron James.
Oh, okay, LeBron James. Is he playing? I didn't know he was playing. No, I just think that, you know, we play in different eras. He's an unbelievable player. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. I know it's a natural tendency to compare eras to eras, and you know, it's going to continue to happen. I'm a fan of his. I love watching him play, but it's, you know, it's
all of his moves.
Yeah, I don't think I lose, other than Kobe Bryant, because he steals all my moves.
Interview on TNT years ago, when asked who he thought was the GOAT, Magic Johnson had no doubt that MJ is the greatest of all time.
No question, Michael is heads and shoulder above everybody else.
Now this
LeBron James.
LeBron's a powerhouse. He's the guy that's got all that power. He gets that left arm on you out there.
You ever seen a player like him?
No, he's
play all, yeah.
Now he's a linebacker playing this position out there on the ball. And, you know, Kevin can stand out there and shoot like crazy, but LeBron's the guy that can go with power. And
LeBron could just back.
That's when Michael Jordan had the ball.
First off, good morning, Greeny. I'm going to be a professional and answer your question first and foremost. But then I got to get to Jay Williams in a second. Okay. Playing against Michael Jordan, we're going to hear so much about the triangle offense, and rightfully so, it put everybody in position. You need that when you have an all-time great player. It creates a level of discipline and balance on the floor. So shout to Tex Winter and Phil Jackson for instituting that. But what normally happened was they'd swing the ball once or twice, and then all of a sudden it became something within the league we called the Bermuda Triangle, where really it was just MJ going one-on-one, and they just isolate for him. And such a dominant player, such a dominant scorer. The Black Cat was faster, was stronger, was more athletic, had the killer instinct like no other. So now let me get to you, Jay Williams. I saw you and Marcus Spears, my brothers, on this television show, talking about Michael Jordan's leadership style and comparing it to LeBron James. Let me tell y'all something. When y'all want to have GOAT conversations, Greeny, I can't believe you allowed this to happen. Okay. First and foremost, we can't have an MJ versus LeBron conversation because LeBron got to leapfrog some other people on the Mount Rushmore, everyone. Okay, there's some people that play basketball that accomplished some things and achieved the level of greatness that LeBron just has not been able to do. You want me to name them for you?
Please.
Besides Michael Jordan?
Yes.
You ever heard of a guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Mm-hmm. Okay. You ever heard of a guy named Bill Russell? You ever heard of a guy named Irvin Magic Johnson? It's just, when did LeBron pass Magic? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? He's in the top 5, but those guys
go ahead, Jay
on Mount Rushmore.
Marcus is here too. Go ahead, Jay
Jay Rose. Look, we're talking about leadership style, Jay Rose, and different strokes for different folks, man. You're from the old school. I get it. I like the old school mentality. But my thing is, just because you win championships and other guys win championships don't mean that other people think you're a great leader just because you won championships. And I understand that Jordan won 6. And I understand that he's the greatest ever to do it, that you guys are saying.
Sponsored by Metro PCS. The question tonight is, where does LeBron James rank among the greatest? You know, while a guy's playing, it's pretty tough, but LeBron is obviously has a lot of accolades and has won a lot in this league. Your face is epic. I'm just start with you, since you're looking like that. Where would you rank LeBron amongst the greatest right now?
I think LeBron has been a tremendous basketball player, not only for himself, but for the league, and also for Cleveland. And even though he's a power player, he's not finesse like a lot of players who are great, like Curry and some other players. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just hard for me to say that he's anything but the top.
Right. Will you put him amongst the greatest You know,
I think he's going to rank among the greatest, no doubt
top
about
10.
it. In the top 5 or 2.
I've never seen somebody in their 15th year play like this, but okay. I think that he's pushing the limit. But what about you, Doc?
I usually look at a 10-year minimum before a guy should even be in that conversation.
Right.
Because I think it's unfair to the retired players. You know, you start saying 5 years, 8 years, 9 years, anything less than 10.
No doubt, no doubt.
So when he hit 10, I think he had pretty much accomplished as much as any other player except for Kareem.
Right.
You know, so I kind of, as my all-time best NBA player, look at Kareem as being that guy.
Right.
So I would put Kareem, Michael, LeBron in that order right now.
You put LeBron before Kobe?
Yeah.
He did. I was like, excuse me.
Well, just based on
That's a good list.
just based on their first 10 years.
No, it's okay.
The first 10 years in the league.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Kobe played 20, and Kareem played 21.
Right.
LeBron is at 15 and might play 20 or
If
whatever. So the conversation could change, but in terms of, you know, at that 10-year mark, that's my list.
What you, Lise?
I'm going to go with Jordan first and then Kareem. And I'm sure, you know, you guys played with Kareem and saw him. And I think he was great in his ability to score in the sky hook, all of that. But I think when it comes to impacting the game and influencing it, obviously it was a different time. But I just feel like Michael Jordan was just the epitome of everything that we all wanted to achieve in terms of greatness. Right. So I go Magic, Kareem, Kobe, then LeBron.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Who could be calling him that he has to get you off the phone?
That's what I said.
Who is the greatest basketball player of all time, in your opinion?
Whoa. Oh, man, that's hard. The greatest?
The greatest.
But at what?
Basketball.
I was at the Chicago Bulls game with Spike Lee. Michael Jordan made that famous shot. I was there. And we went out to dinner that night afterwards. And he's famous. I was doing security work. Michael Jordan's famous.
You went out to dinner with Michael
I went out
after that game?
After that game, and because the next game they would come to L.A. to play. And I was trying to get him drunk, trying to get him off his game.
That's a Lakers fan, yeah. You can take him out.
Didn't work.
It didn't work?
Yeah,
Did you buy him shots? Did he drink?
He acted like he would put it to his lip and then put it back down.
Oh, very interesting. So maybe he's the greatest of all time.
He was that night.
Which player, we asked, do you consider best overall? Jordan wins by a whopping 58 points with the older cohort and by 32 points with the youngsters. Overall, a 46-point win. It's like the 97 Bulls against the 2018 LeBron-less Cavaliers. Similarly, 65% of our Noble 600 chose Michael as the greatest NBA player ever. Only 14% chose LeBron. Bear in mind, there were no respondents under 18. They might prefer LeBron, but they didn't get to vote. Is that fair? No, no one said this was going to be fair. But these are the results. You don't like it? Take it up with the GOAT.
Brian Windhorst joins us. We know how reasonable everyone is, Brian, when they have the Jordan-LeBron conversation. How do you react to whatever from that? The methodology, the numbers, whatever.
Who knew Jeremy Schaap could write sonnets?
Yeah,
That's my major takeaway. No. Look,